Welcome back, fellow coin lovers and curious minds. You've just clicked on a video that might change the way you look at the coins jingling in your pocket right now. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a small coin with a mighty legacy, the United States of America 5-cent coin from the year 1994. At first glance, it's just a simple nickel. You've probably seen one just like it dozens of times, maybe even spent it without a second thought. But what if I told you that one particular version of this seemingly ordinary coin has stunned collectors around the world, not because of its age, not because of its material, but because of its hidden story, subtle errors, and shocking value? You might want to check your coin jar by the end of this video, because you could be holding on to a small fortune. Let's roll back the clock to 1994. America was in the midst of a decade defined by technology, culture, and economic growth. While the nation was tuning into grunge rock, watching the rise of the internet, and catching their favorite shows on cable, the US Mint was busy churning out coins that would quietly slip into our everyday lives. One of those coins was the humble nickel. The 5-cent coin has a long history in American currency, and in 1994, it continued the traditional design that had been in use since 1938. That's right, the front of the coin proudly features the profile of President Thomas Jefferson, the principal author of the Declaration of Independence and the third President of the United States. His stately gaze has graced the nickel for generations, and in 1994, the design remained as elegant and historic as ever. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the famous Monticello, Jefferson's beloved home in Virginia. This neoclassical building, with its majestic dome and graceful columns, isn't just a beautiful piece of architecture, it's a symbol of Jefferson's intellect, innovation, and vision for the country. On every 1994 nickel, this image reminds us not just of the man, but of the ideals he stood for. But now let's talk about what makes some of these coins so incredibly special. Because while millions of these nickels were minted and passed through hands, pockets, and vending machines across the country, a tiny number were struck with rare characteristics, minting errors, misalignments, double dyes, or unusual finishes that turned them into instant collector's items. Imagine this: a machine meant to press thousands of coins perfectly begins to falter. It strikes a coin just slightly off-center, or with doubled inscriptions, or perhaps uses a die that hadn't been fully replaced. These tiny differences are often overlooked, but for the trained eye of a collector, they are the golden tickets of the numismatic world. In the case of the 1994 United States nickel, certain mint error versions have turned heads at coin shows and auctions. A rare few were struck on the wrong planchet, a blank meant for a different coin. Others had dramatic die cracks, off-center strikes, or doubling in the date or lettering. These aren't just imperfections, they are unique fingerprints, making each flawed coin one of a kind. And here's where things get even more exciting. Condition matters a lot. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, free from scratches, oxidation, or wear, are the crown jewels of coin collecting. Now, imagine combining a flawless condition with a rare error. That's the formula for an extremely valuable coin. It's this combination that has propelled some 1994 nickels from pocket change to prized treasures. While most 5-cent pieces from this year are worth, well, 5 cents, the rarest of them have reached incredible heights in the collector's market. These coins are graded by professionals, sealed in tamper-proof holders, and traded like fine art. You might be wondering, how much could a rare 1994 United States nickel actually be worth? We're talking about a coin that's smaller than a cookie and lighter than a letter, but its value, it's almost unbelievable. One such coin, due to its rarity, its extraordinary condition, and a unique minting error, didn't just surprise a few collectors, it made headlines. Are you ready for it? A rare version of the 1994 United States of America 5-cent coin has been valued at a jaw-dropping $57,000. Yes, you heard that right. $57,000. For a single nickel. Before you toss your spare change into the tip jar or dump that jar of coins at the grocery store, take a moment. Look closely. Flip it over. Examine the date. Because that ordinary coin in your hand might be far more valuable than it appears. If you've ever looked at a nickel and thought, it's just 5 cents, you might want to think again. Because today, we're unraveling the mystery of a coin that's been quietly circulating in America for decades, the 1995 United States of America 5-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right. A coin minted not too long ago, something so ordinary that it likely slipped through your fingers at the gas station or lay forgotten under your car seat. But what if I told you that this small, silver-colored piece of metal could actually be the key to an unexpected windfall? What if this humble nickel from 1995 is secretly a collector's dream, hiding in plain sight? Get comfortable, because what we're about to reveal might just send you digging through your change jar by the time we're done. The year was 1995. The internet was still young, the economy was strong, and the US Mint was producing billions of coins to fuel the fast-paced world of commerce. The 5-cent coin, affectionately known as the nickel, was part of that wave. Millions of these coins were struck that year, most of them exactly as intended. But as every seasoned collector knows, perfection isn't always the most valuable thing in the world of numismatics. It's the imperfections, the anomalies, the accidents, and the rarities that make a coin truly priceless. Let's start with the design. On the front side of every 1995 nickel, you'll find the familiar face of Thomas Jefferson. His profile, dignified and timeless, has been a staple of the nickel since 1938. He's a figure that represents freedom, democracy, and innovation. The inscription, "In God We Trust," rests beside him, along with the word "liberty" and the year, 1995. Clean, elegant, and historically significant, flip the coin over and you're greeted by the image of Monticello, Jefferson's grand estate in Virginia. Its symmetrical dome, tall columns, and classical architecture evoke the Age of Enlightenment and the ideals on which America was built. It's more than a house, it's a symbol, and it's one that has stood proudly on the reverse of the nickel for decades. So, what makes the 1995 edition special? Why should this particular year stand out to collectors? The truth lies in the details. Not all 1995 nickels are created equal. While most were struck and released into circulation without incident, a rare few came into existence with unusual characteristics, mistakes made by the machines at the mint. And in the world of coins, those mistakes can mean big money. Some 1995 nickels were struck with doubled dies, meaning the coin design was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This can create a ghost-like doubling effect on the letters, numbers, or even Jefferson's image. Others were misaligned, leaving parts of the design off-center. Some were struck on the wrong metal planchet entirely, producing a coin that might look, feel, or sound different from the rest. These are the treasures collectors hunt for relentlessly, but it's not just about minting errors. Condition plays a massive role too. A 1995 nickel that was never used in circulation, that has been kept in mint, unblemished condition, no scratches, no fingerprints, no oxidation, that's what collectors call uncirculated, and that status alone can multiply the coin's value many times over. Now, imagine combining a rare mint error with uncirculated condition. That's the coin equivalent of striking gold, but here's the twist: many of these ultra-rare coins didn't end up in fancy displays or safe deposit boxes. They were distributed just like any other nickel, slipping unnoticed into purses, cash registers, and coat pockets. That means one of these rare finds could be anywhere. It could be in your car's cup holder, your old piggy bank, or even in a pile of change from your last fast food run, and here's where it gets even more fascinating. Over the years, more and more collectors have turned their attention to the 1995 nickel, examining them under magnifying glasses, testing them with precision tools, and discovering versions of this coin that defy expectations. These discoveries have fueled a growing interest, and as demand rises, so does value. So now, the moment of truth. You're probably asking, okay, but how much can it really be worth? Surely not more than a few dollars, right? Wrong. A rare version of the 1995 United States 5-cent coin, struck with a unique error and preserved in immaculate condition, has been valued at an extraordinary price that shocks even seasoned collectors. Are you ready? That little 5-cent coin, if it meets all the right conditions, could be worth as much as $64,000. Let that sink in. $64,000. For one nickel. That's the price of a luxury car, a down payment on a home, or an entire year of college tuition, all from a coin that you might already owe WN.SO. Before you walk past that pile of spare change, take a moment. Look closely. You never know what kind of history, or hidden fortune, you might be holding in your hand. We're talking about the 2015 United States of America 5-cent coin. Yes, the nickel. The same kind you might use to pay for parking, toss into a wishing fountain, or let rattle around in your glove box. But this isn't just any ordinary coin. What if I told you that one of these little nickels, minted not even that long ago, could be worth more than a luxury car, or even more than what some people earn in a year? That's not hype. That's a fact. And by the end of this video, you're going to want to check every 2015 nickel you own. Because one rare variety of this coin has stunned collectors and experts alike, and if you have one, well, your life could change in an instant. Let's take a journey back to 2015. The world was buzzing with technological breakthroughs, cultural shifts, and political changes. While people were watching the latest superhero blockbusters and waiting in line for the newest smartphones, the US Mint was going about its usual business, producing coins for commerce and collection. That year, they struck millions of 5-cent pieces, continuing a design that had become a staple in American pockets for decades. If you look closely at a 2015 nickel, the front features the image of Thomas Jefferson, the founding father, philosopher, and author of the Declaration of Independence. His face, calm and determined, is captured in a profile that symbolizes America's revolutionary spirit. To the right, you'll find the word liberty in his own handwriting, and just below that, the year 2015. Turn the coin over and you'll see Jefferson's cherished home, Monticello. With its majestic dome and classic columns, Monticello is more than just a building, it's a symbol of American heritage, innovation, and vision. The design is clean, detailed, and timeless, but what makes the 2015 nickel so special? Why should anyone take a second look at a coin that's barely 10 years old? Because, as every coin expert will tell you, it's not always about how old a coin is. It's about how rare it is. How perfect, or how imperfect, it was when it left the mint. You see, while millions of nickels were produced in 2015, only a tiny number were struck with rare errors or variations. And it's those very few coins, the ones that differ ever so slightly from the rest, that have become the obsession of collectors. That we're talking about coins with double dies, where the lettering or numbers appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. Coins struck off-center, with parts of the design cut off or overlapping. Coins that were struck on the wrong metal blanks entirely, meaning they were made using materials meant for other denominations. These are known as planchet errors, and they're highly prized in the numismatic community. Even more valuable are coins that have perfect strikes, with no blemishes, no wear, no scratches. These are called mint state or uncirculated coins. Combine that with a rare error, and you've got a jackpot. Now, here's the thing, coins like this don't look flashy. They don't shine like gold or glitter like diamonds. In fact, they look almost exactly like every other nickel in your change drawer. But to a trained eye, or even just a lucky one, they are treasure, and sometimes, these coins go unnoticed for years. They pass from person to person, buried in jars or hidden in drawers, until someone finally sees what others missed. That's when the magic happens. That's when the stories hit the headlines and the values skyrocket at auction houses. So let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your change? When was the last time you held a coin and wondered if it was more than just 5 cents? Because one very special 2015 United States 5-cent coin has proven to be more than just spare change. It has amazed collectors, shocked experts, and left everyday people speechless. Now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal. You might be thinking, okay, this coin might be worth a few $100, maybe even $1,000 if it's rare enough. But you'd be wrong. That a unique version of the 2015 5-cent coin, featuring an extremely rare error and preserved in pristine, mint state condition, has been valued at an unbelievable amount. That small nickel, lightweight, easy to overlook, and worth just 5 cents on paper, has been appraised at an astonishing $84,000. Yes, you heard that right. $84,000. That's not a typo. That's the real market value for a one-of-a-kind version of a 2015 nickel.so. Before you drop that coin into a vending machine, or toss it onto the counter without a second glance, take a moment. Turn it over in your hand. Inspect it. You might be holding a fortune, and not even know it. If this video got you thinking twice about your spare change, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on more incredible coin discoveries. And share this video with your friends, because who knows? Maybe one of you is sitting on an $84,000 surprise right now. Until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and keep checking those coins. Because sometimes, the smallest things hold the biggest value.